Hi.
So as we were discussing, हम लोगों ने एक पॉडकास्ट रिकॉर्ड किया था जो हम रिलीज नहीं कर सकते.
Hmm.
रीजन बीइंग तू कुछ ज़्यादा ही तूने
Volatile चीज़ें बोली थी.
that's that, but that's not it, because I think you were drinking and you were
Mhm.
eating fried chicken and you were very emotional about the whole thing in Ayodhya, as it were.
Just a mention of it sounds so problematic. Anyway, good morning to you all. I always say good morning, good evening to tell you which time of the day we are shooting it, and right now it's 10:56 a.m. And I always believe in proper starting, so I'm going to start my podcast with this today. Okay, I'll play now. Can you guess what it is? I can almost meditate to this movie. Akshay Sumthin. Yeah. So this is, when Doordarshan first came to India, and this is a signature tune
Doordarshan first came to India.
when it first started in India. I'm sorry. Yeah. And this is a very hypnotic orange black logo. I don't know why I always find it very scary. Anything I've seen orange and black always scares me because of this logo and this music. Yeah. And there's a comment that says even Hrithik Roshan sang it better in Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. I wish I could share some trivia about this particular tune, like uh, who came up with it, and some guy played it. But yeah, this is something with which the TV used to start. And there is this movie called 13B featuring Madhavan, which I believe is one of the most well made, even though little loud, horror movie, and in which the ghost actually communicate through the live real person through TV, and they use this tune a lot. So it has been, I think, so beautifully used there. It is a very creepy tone, the way it is, and Doordarshan signified a change of
तेरे
an
साथ
era.
कभी ऐसा हुआ है कि
Wait, let
तूने
me continue. Now, I know I'm boring you, but let me continue. It signified the change of an era when people wanted to see something, and very few limited things like some news or some music program used to come. This podcast, what it lack in the current day and age, is a video. So that's why I started with this tune. Yeah. Today I've made this dorje tea.
please continue.
Just put the other moment. Sorry. That wasn't fun. But that wasn't intended either. So you were saying something.
You were doing this whole Doordarshan thing, saying something. मैं बीच में ही कह रहा था
Did you like the starting music today?
it's okay, I don't care for it.
Of course you do.
See, the thing is, there's a कभी ऐसा हुआ, I was trying to ask you this question. There's a कभी ऐसा हुआ that there's just a tune that's stuck in your head, and you can't turn it off. You can't stop it. It just goes on and on in a loop.
Does that happen to everyone?
No, but I'm talking about it in a illness kind of a thing. You know, that you're bothered by it so much that you can't. It's not a catchphrase kind of a thing that's stuck in your head. I'm talking about like you're sick of it. You wanted to stop, but it's not stopping, and it's affecting your health actually.
Doesn't it? Hi. Doesn't it? I thought that was a marking of a cancer. I thought I'm having very, very early symptoms of it because music getting stuck in some of your neuron and playing over and over again. It happens to me all the time.
No, but okay, then I must be wrong. Because I was thinking about it, in a annoyance kind of way. I do not like that tune particularly, but I can't turn it off.
If you heard the disturbance right now, my cat just did something that almost made my brother scratch his balls. Basically, he jumped onto the top shelf where he doesn't want cats to be at because he's very hypoallergenic lately. I'll Google that word later. I just thought it was very cool to use right now. And he doesn't like cat hair on his clothes, so he doesn't allow cats to go inside his almirah. And that's the reason why cats love to go into the almirah. And while the elder one used his discretion and did not jump up, the younger one, who has a brain of his own, that's what I think, decided to go onto that floor. And now he's not happy about it. Abhay, are you happy about it?
Well, let's not go into that. We really don't have anything to talk about today, actually.
How would you say that?
I mean, इतने pauses आ रहे हैं. We don't give a fuck. But the point was, कल तू drink कर रहा था and you were having fried chicken, and we recorded the conversation. It was fun. It had its fun moments, but you said things that would, like, frankly, that would get us in jail. Cancel होना तो छोड़ दो. Podcast खत्म होना छोड़ दो. It would straight away. किसी एक भी इंसान ने सुना. There are 100 things that you have said. मैंने तो बोली भी नहीं उनमें से एक भी. But even still, we would never see the light of the day again.
What happened yesterday was both terrific and tragic.
And we would, just because सिर्फ तू एक ऐसा इंसान है जिसके साथ मुझे बोलना पड़ेगा before you say anything. बाकी सबके साथ मैं assume करूँगा that they would get it instinctively. Please कल के कोई भी words verbatim मत बोलना. We are just discussing it as an idea. We do not need to bring the references in. I'm explicitly saying and again saying this. मेरी तरफ देख मैं जितने से बात कर. कल के कोई भी words मत repeat करना. But we are discussing the fact.
I think it was both terrific and tragic what happened last night. Terrific because those things nobody would want to say them. Terrible because it happened in a very, very weird circumstances. But what's even more tragic is that we are trying to make a very dead attempt to record something today by taking references of yesterday.
No, but we have to derive some lessons for ourselves, right? Otherwise, there's no point of doing this.
But this is torturous. It's like my listener is a bi-curious person and we're telling him that last night we had anal but we cannot talk about it. We cannot discuss what we did. And he's bi-curious. He wants to try that too.
Akshay, first of all, we are brothers. And categorically.
Metaphorically, wrong word. Metaphorically I was speaking.
No,
categorically you are going.
I'm saying categorically that not only this is the worst analogy you can bring into the equation. See, that's why I cherish you, because you are incapable of thinking through any thought.
But do you really
before
think brothers
putting
don't
it out
experiment?
there. You fucking Akshay, what the fuck is your problem? कल की कंट्रोवर्सी को डाई डाउन करना है ताकि हम आज कुछ ऐसा ना बोले तो आज और चीज़ ऐसी बोले जिससे frankly listeners would be like, what the hell is wrong with these people? Don't do that.
Now this is a fact, not something that I've created, even though I would love to. But many cases of sexual harassment, let's say 70% of them think that the first time the person gets harassed is by someone in the family only. Probably a brother or an uncle. So I'm not saying something very alien. But I was talking about my listeners, and when you tease my listeners about something that they want to listen but they cannot listen to. Okay. Then don't talk about it at all. This podcast should be independent
It's
of what
not
happened
about
last
them.
night.
It's not about them. It's not about. See, this is between us. हम अपने थोड़े. Frankly, this should not be happening. Maybe it should not be happening on a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to, कुछ lines draw करने की ज़रूरत है कि क्या बोलेंगे. For example, suggesting कि लोगों को anal sex करने का मन करता हो, and that's why they're listening to our podcast.
If they're bright
We do
curious.
not have any expertise on
If they're
anal
bi-
sex. Okay.
Okay. My two cats started fighting listening about anal sex. That was so cool. Um,
Yeah. So we are just trying to understand what went wrong yesterday without going into the details. We can still talk about it, you know. You said a lot of stupid things, but they were very, very infuriating. Especially if you're a
Again,
person.
you're fingering the wrong hole. See, you will talk everything around it. You play the periphery.
Could you please
Wrong things he
control
said.
your analogies?
Bad things he said. The person would want to know. मैं खुद से पूछना चाह रहा हूँ मैंने ऐसा क्या बोला. Being a listener.
Yeah, but okay, for just to give, you know, like a hint, not a hint, but an idea of it, uh, you might have said things that would hurt people's religious sensibilities, that would hurt people's gender, you know, politics, whatever. That would hurt a lot of people in a lot of ways, you know. It was a very, very disturbing conversation.
You know what hurt people's most?
Okay, I will just.
When they trust an underwear, buy it, and it doesn't fit them well.
You know, Akshay,
It causes them rashes. Their own underwear.
I will allow you one instance from last night. You had chicken and you had plenty of it all by yourself. And your plate, it looked like there were a lot of bones on it, so I remarked that it looks like some sort of mass grave. What did you say? Your listeners want to know, na? Say it. What did you refer to your plate full of chicken bones as?
I think I was very drunk, so I wouldn't remember most of the things I said. But since you're trying to take me there right now, I could have said something on the lines of my plate looking like a certain country having a very unfortunate war and many dead people with their bones out, like my plate was looking.
Right. And I hope people can put one and one together.
They can't. Trust me, there's so many wars going on, they have to choose their pick. But I guess if they are listening to the
It's also a
news,
religious conflict. That's enough said.
now you just want to say it.
You could have, because you did last night, but तूने नहीं बोला तो मैं क्यों बिना बात के push करूँ? तू जा साले जी.
One thing that I really want to talk about and feel passionate about is how a certain ingredient can completely change the entire flavor of your food you're eating. Like right now, I'm having poha, which is almost like a Western Indian, Northern Indian staple. Western Central Indian mostly. People make a lot of poha, and there are multiple recipes of making poha. But today, what Ma did, she put some kishmish into it, and kishmish I think doesn't go with poha. Kishmish is sweet and with a little tangy, sari taste to it, like a raisin. You understand raisin? She put that into poha, and now poha tastes very different, dull, not well cooked, too much spices. But Kishmish is making everything right. I think, Abhay, this is what my thoughts also are. They're like raisins.
You know when they
Too
say,
much of them
so-
corrupts
so-
everything.
so-
Little of them.
एक second please. When they say you are what you eat. एक बार कल सुबह से अभी तक का कल सुबह के
You mean to the last night I was chicken?
नहीं कल सुबह के अराउंड
हाँ।
इस टाइम से अब इस टाइम तक का रिकैप कर तूने क्या क्या खाया है?
Okay. It will take a bit of thinking, so I'm going to finish my Dorje tea. And before I answer the question, I'm having this Darjeeling tea in which what I did was simple, what you would also do. I mean, I don't take pride in such things, but still. I took a glass mug, I put some tea in it, and I poured some hot water, which was not exactly boiling, but bubbly boiling, into it. And I let it be like that for 3 minutes. Now all the patti has settled at the base, and this golden brownish water is what I'm drinking. this is how accidentally some stupid Chinese actually created tea too. You know, they were boiling water, हवा चली, ऊपर से कुछ पत्तियाँ गिरी, पानी में गिर गई, बॉयल हो गई, पानी का रंग बदल गया, और उन्होंने पी के बोला, Hangzhong, Zhongzhong, tea, tea, tea. And that's how the tea started in the world. Chinese are fascinating. Having said that, yesterday morning we had something of a chila kind of thing with too much goodness of the world. So I think we had dhania in it, we had methi in it, we had til in it, we had some, I think, ragi ka atta in it, and thepla type banane ki koshish ki, but of course we don't make it the way it should be made. So we had some thick pancake kind of chilas, but they were really thin, but pancake consistency. So you get what I'm trying to talk about. So after that chila breakfast, I was supposed to have fast.
You were supposed to fast before that.
So I think we did not have chila yesterday. I'm sorry, I'm confusing the day before. Yesterday, what we did was it was राम जन्मभूमि सेलिब्रेशन, द मंदिर इनाग्रेशन. और हमारे यहाँ पे जब भी दिवाली मनाई जाती है ना, वी मेक उड़द दाल के वड़े, बड़ा जिन्हें हम बोलते हैं. और अनलाइक द साउथ इंडियन थिक वड़ास, ours are more chapta but very delicious because of the ingredients that goes into it. We put a lot of masalas into the vada, and we normally don't make sambar with it because जब हम वड़े में मसाले डाल रहे हैं तो दाल क्यों ख़राब करनी. But sambar is also a good addition, I think. So it was beautiful vada, and I was supposed to fast, but then I think morning में मेरे को पापा ने पेड़ा दिया, and I think पेड़ा में थोड़ा सा salt जाता है, so that kind of ruined my fast, and I used that thing to cheat my way into ruining my fast altogether. So I said, अब तो मैंने पेड़ा खा लिया, अब तो मैं पड़ा खाऊंगा. And we had too many vadas. I mean, I don't know how many vadas, but too many vadas. And they had some methi ka atta. They don't put salt in the atta because वो मेथी पानी छोड़ देती है. So they cook raw methi ka atta and then they put salt उसके ऊपर. So तो मीठी की रोटियाँ बनी थी और वड़े थे. And trust me, I don't care about the temple as much as I would love to in person as a Hindu, but those vada and that paratha was so dill fucking issues. Oof. I mean, as much as I would hate fried food because of my visceral fat, that's the way to probably commit suicide. You know, have vadas and parathas with all that ghee, have a heart attack and go away peacefully, like within a second. So that was a breakfast. Then I thought, अब तो मैं lunch में कुछ भी नहीं खाऊंगा. But then again, I think the destiny was not in my favor yesterday. And up till now I hadn't eaten anything protein, right? So protein is something that I'm trying to eat to lose weight, and I was mildly successful. But then we had a very pahadi khichdi. Kitna minute ho gaya?
Doesn't matter. Why are you looking at the clock?
I don't know, I'm just a very time conscious person. So we had a pahadi khichdi which was made out of rice, रेड राइस. अब ये लाल चावल क्या होता है आपको पहाड़ में ही मिलेंगे. डू नॉट गेट फूल्ड बाय द केरला मट्टा राइस और सम दावत वैरायटी ऑफ ब्राउन राइस. आई मीन दे आर ग्रेट इन देयर ओन टेस्ट एंड विद देयर ओन फाइबर्स, बट द पहाड़ी लाल चावल इज पहाड़ी लाल चावल. नॉर्मली यू डोंट इवन नीड. You would
By
agree.
Pahadi, you would mean what region of the world?
पहाड़.
Exactly where?
Uttarakhand.
Yeah. So
Did we not establish that we are from Uttarakhand? Because we are also having a hard time to believe that. But we are from Uttarakhand, and I always contest I think I'm like an algae, you know, I grow over the river with no roots. And I say that because practically the land that I belong to is underwater now, so I can't grow like a tree, I can only grow like an algae over it.
Keep your feet off the like, yeah, thanks. So you were talking about दिन में क्या खाया?
Yeah. So हमने घेत की दाल और उन लाल चावलों की खिचड़ी खाई.
What is ghet?
Ghet. I think I once googled what ghet is, and ghet is a pahadi dal, which even Google said, but I wasn't satisfied with the answer. So it's basically a kind of a tour. मतलब it's a kind of a arhar या arhar का. It's if like ghet is Pikachu, then arhar is Raichu. Okay, after growing, after blossoming, it turns into arhar, but it's from the same family or something like that. So that's ghet dal. And if you think that I'm not saying the right thing, you can't sue me because I'm not giving you a scientific opinion anyway. But ghet dal is like a brown color dal. It's very hot. It's मतलब उसकी तासीर बड़ी गर्म होती है. सर्दियों में बहुत खाई जाती है और पहाड़ी घरों में बहुत frequently घेत पकाई जाती बहुत जल्दी बन भी जाती है. Of all the pahadi dal, I think घेत is my least favorite, but I think it's a comfort food, so it is favorite. So we had घेत or lal chawal ki khichdi, which in itself, I think these two things they blend. It's like a made match in heaven. It's like, uh,
Made match in heaven.
yeah, seriously, it's like an Indian girl getting married to a Hispanic guy. You know, just the right
Not
colors.
match made. Carry on.
Just the right colors and a lot of cultural similarities too.
Yeah.
If the Hispanic guy is ST.
Caste appropriate.
Yeah. Not like Priyanka Chopra with Nick Jonas kind. Nah, I don't like that concept.
Don't try to be funny. Just do your thing.
No, I'm not trying to be funny. I mean, the kid is fair. I mean, how do I know it's Priyanka's anyway? But okay. That's a kid.
What is wrong with you? Yeah.
I know. I shouldn't take people's name. I just get distracted too much.
तू इतना racist क्यों है? Why are you so obsessed with
Who
color
divides the term
complexion?
race?
नहीं, I mean it in this way. तू इतना color obsession क्यों है तेरे को?
क्योंकि मैं गोरा पैदा हूँ.
You are not fair.
Who said so?
Bro. Come on.
Abhi, just remove
Are
my
you
dadi.
fairer relative to
Wait. Remove my dadi. Okay, just apply some foundation on my face, give me a wig, make me wear a suit, and just put a random profile of a 32-year-old virgin on jeevansathi.com. You would be surprised how many rishtas I get. My skin is so...
It's so pathetic that you derive your sense of self, esteem, whatever, from that.
I'm sorry I live in a country of 1.4 billion
We'll
people.
discuss this at some later date. This is a very good topic to discuss, especially with you because, generally people hear about women and especially women of relatively wheatish complexion who have these complexes. You're a guy who has, by Indian standards, a relatively fair complexion, but you are also obsessed with, like तेरे भी satisfaction नहीं. So that's another conversation.
I'm sorry,
दिन का
but
खाना हुआ. Please stick with the food
I was asking
conversation.
about time because मैं घड़ी पे 11 नहीं देख पाया. 11:17 हो गए बात करते करते.
Okay, what is that again?
They say when you see 11 ... 11 in the watch and you make wish for something and those wishes come true, which hasn't happened in my case for the longest, but I still like to look at it and maybe when you keep hitting on it, someday it happens like that.
Please continue with the food conversation.
Now in 5 minutes I want to see it when the clock says 11:11:22 and 11:11:33 and 4:4 and 5:5. I normally see clock very absent-mindedly at 1:2:34. 12:34. I don't even know what it means, but it means something, I'm sure. I think it means something. So we had the khichdi and the khichdi was good. I took 2 servings of achar and that gave my father all the reasons to kind of judge my food choices. What kind of a man you are if at 65 you have to look into a 34-year-old thali and comment on the amount of achar he's eating? And he's not the kind of a person who would say कि ज़्यादा ले रहे हो थोड़ा कम लिया करो. नहीं, सही क्या बेटा, सही क्या, तो 1 किलो का डब्बा लाया. Yeah.
What did he say about your... क्या exactly? I didn't follow. क्या हुआ क्या?
I just took too much achar, maybe 2 servings of achar with khichdi. And he was the first person, so I hate him for the... I hate one of his...
And what did he say on that?
He said, ले लो पूरा 1 किलो का डब्बा इसलिए तो लाया, खत्म कर बेटा, आज ही खत्म कर. He's very passive aggressive and that kind of I might want to do molecular biology PhD at some point कि क्या 60 साल के बाद इंसानों के अंदर, मर्दों के अंदर खासकर एस्ट्रोजन ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है because they keep talking in these sarcastic nagging terms. They can't say like a man what they feel. ज़्यादा अचार सेहत के लिए ठीक नहीं है. And then I can simply ask him to shut up. But he will go around and he'll say something very demeaning and then we have to make a conversation around it. And he himself, when he, I didn't get the char, he got the char. And still he had to say that to me. I find it problematic. So anyway, we had our stuff, food, then came evening and we just suddenly decided we should have some wine. And while having wine, I finished a bit of red and a bit of white and I got really high. So I wanted to eat more food. And then I told you I want to eat more food and you just said 2 very amazing words, go crazy. And I guess I just needed that external validation at that point, so I went crazy. And
You
I
know,
ordered
just to
KFC.
recap for the. I'm sorry I'm interrupting you, but just to recap for the sake of this conversation, we started from rectifying what went wrong initially to then going to Raichu Pikachu for some reason and anal sex and cats. Okay, this is a very beautiful conversation, but continue what you were saying.
So I was saying my father's words, and he would say something very cunty like, "तू खिचड़ी के साथ अचार खा रहा है, अचार के साथ खिचड़ी." What kind of a father would talk in those terms? And where do you even get those words from? अचार के साथ कोई खिचड़ी खाता है? I really wanted to take him to a mental health expert at that point.
So, I mean, he hurt your feelings by saying that.
I think he hurts my feelings from the minute he held me in his arms for the first time.
Okay.
There are 3 pictures of not probably उस समय इतने लोग एक्टिव नहीं थे ना कि पहली बार कैमरा लेके रेडी तो बाप बेटे को पकड़ेगा फोटो ले लो. 89 it was, the world was changing. So the one of the oldest pictures of him holding me, so there are 2 pictures where Ma is holding me and I'm looking very longingly towards her, wow Ma, and suddenly Papa holds me and look at him like, ah, with that huge mouth. Have you seen those pictures?
We are discussing food, and it's suddenly become your father-son thing.
I have daddy issues.
Yeah, but come back to the food. You stick with the. एक conversation तो खत्म कर. We were discussing कल क्या कांड हुए. From that we went to food. अब तो उससे daddy issues पे आ गया. पहले खाने पे आ. And I do not condone this language, that you are using for our father. It's not just your father. But please continue.
They say when a child is inside a mother's womb, there comes a moment
Food.
when
Food.
wait.
Khana. Khana. Ab kya khana?
Wait, I'll come to that. But I have to finish this point, I guess. When a child is in a mother's womb, he looks at his father once through the mother's eyes and only once. And I think that one moment when I looked at my father was when he went to Himalayas, got the entire face skin burned, and then he came back. And my mother looked at him, and my mother just turned her face away, like, "ये क्या करके आ गए तुम?" पूरा मुंह उनका जल गया था. I think that is the moment I saw his face. That's why I never seen him in the good light. वो मेरे पास भी आते हैं ना with the most purest intention. मुझे लगता है मेरे को hurt करने के लिए आ रहे हैं. शब्दों से अपने.
I empathize कि तू इतना aggrieved victim feel कर रहा है अपने father के उसमें.
I do.
But
I don't feel victimized by him. Of course I don't.
खिचड़ी और अचार के बाद क्या हुआ?
And you know what is more disturbing thing? 99% things that I do are exactly the kind of things that he would do. Minus the sports, of course. That gave me the personality that I have today physically. But yeah.
Unravel.
Who?
Just keep unraveling.
About food?
Everything.
So we had some wine in the evening and then I went to go crazy and then I ordered some chicken. I could have ordered tandoori chicken,
What
but then...
kind of chicken? I'm sorry, you was just going there.
Yeah. I wanted to order tandoori chicken, but I thought tandoori would smell too much. And tandoori is something that you also eat. So I wanted to order something that only I can eat.
Okay, but why was this a consideration? By the way, nobody who has ever ordered food were bothered by the smell.
What do you know about the technique of visualization? Visualization.
I know nothing about it, but again, the point is...
The Olympic gold medalist Neeraj Chopra used visualization. Do you know how? He used to imagine the stadium, the place, before he used to throw his javelin.
Okay.
What is it? Javelin?
It's okay.
Javelin.
Just go on with it.
Javelin.
Get on with it.
What is it?
Javelin.
Javelin. When he used to throw his javelin, he used to imagine the stadium, the people, the marks. So that's called the technique of visualization. You imagine yourself into the place. I also use visualization when I'm eating food. So I imagine the kind of food and the way I'm eating. Huh?
Ordering food.
I don't drink my food.
Ordering food.
Ordering food. Oh God.
Eating food, you don't need visualization. I hope you are already doing the fucking thing.
No. When it's in the cooker, I do visualize once.
I'm talking about eating food. Eating is the function of taking food into your mouth. You don't need to visualize it.
Okay, that...
You're already doing it.
No. That also, I wouldn't say it just to...
It's okay. My problem is, I think anything that has a A to B will come out of your mouth. Just go with it. I'm sorry. This is my problem, not yours.
Now, while eating also I visualize, but that's not the food that I'm eating. That's the next meal. Because somehow my entire day has to be balanced. So if I'm eating khichdi right now, my mind is almost visualizing, okay, in the evening I should eat or not eat something like this. So I never concentrate because the food is, if I'm eating khichdi, the khichdi is right in front of you. How would I visualize it? That's stupid. I visualize the next meal then. Like the evening tea. Which kind of tea do I want? Do I want the desi, that is the masala chai we make, or the papa's for Darjeeling tea? For ही बोलते हैं ना, FAUX को Fox को
Yeah.
for tea, because it's nowhere. It's just like, I don't know, ketli ka pani. So I imagine that when I'm having my current meal. So right now I was visualizing that I'm going to order food. You were right, ordering. If I order tandoori, then somebody will take a bite, and also the smell would spread. And they were,
What's the problem with that? Why is that a consideration for you, the smell?
I want to keep everything in my control. My food shouldn't smell beyond me. I want loyalty from my food, basically. I want it to smell, all the smells only coming to me, all the taste only coming to me, all the portion coming only to me. That's kind of a relationship. I'm very monogamous when it comes
I
to
think
meals.
you're trying to sound silly, but you are.
I'm not trying to sound
anyone
silly.
Anyone can figure out that you're hiding something.
Yeah.
But we don't know what.
Even I don't know what I'm trying to hide.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You think the kind of a thing that if parent gets to know, they come out and they feel offended. I've offended them many a times.
No,
I
but
wouldn't need
why is
a,
that a consideration that how much your food will smell is how you choose to
because
order
at
it?
night when people choose
And
not
by the
to
way,
eat.
it's not the way you are saying smell. It can sound like something.
I think somebody
bad.
from Mintra has come. You guys have to wait. I might have to give them the audio.
Boy, I'm pausing this shit. We're recording again. Sorry guys, we had to take some time off because Akshay had responsibilities. Yeah, Akshay. You were discussing your food. You reached your daddy issues with lunch. उसके बाद क्या हुआ?
We ordered chicken. I think we established that. And I didn't order tandoori, but I ordered the fried for a reason, which I was talking about.
What did you have with the fried chicken?
Excuse me.
That's the building, guys. The building that's coming up next door.
It's like when somebody's humping the earth.
Akshay, focus, Akshay. Control, Akshay. Akshay. तेरा कोई सीन ही नहीं है अपने आप को रोकने का. तुझे पता है ना who listens to this one first?
My parents.
Say hi to your mom for me.
Hi, Amma.
Yeah. और कुछ बोलने को है? कुछ बचा है? I think you're done.
Am I?
I don't know. Are you?
I think a podcast should never really break. I think the machine is done. I'm not.
Yeah, but then why did you go and started like
अरे
तेरा
because
खाना
that was-
basically तू खाना लेके यहाँ बैठा था with a cup of tea.
Yeah.
वो खत्म हो गया.
Yeah.
So you were like अब pause करते क्योंकि मैं और खाना और चाय लेके आऊँ.
No. I paused because there was a bedsheet that I'd ordered and I had the passcode for it, and Papa would have been confusing either. So by that time, just to cut it out, I had to rush through, and I knew that the bedsheet would be coming, so I had to tell him that the bedsheet is coming. So
You know your dynamics with your parents should be a sitcom in itself because it feels so like impossible कि ये किसी की real life है. But again,
I mean, yeah. I think every life is sitcom worthy, isn't it?
I don't think so. I don't think mine is.
Having said that, I think today we have discussed enough for the podcast because there is no congruency between the first part and the second part.
That's not necessarily, an important thing to have.
So tell me, what does congruency means?
Congruency means basically it means your left hand knows what your right hand is going to do,
No.
which is never the case with you.
Did Krishnan ma'am teach you in class 10 mathematics?
What?
Therefore, the triangles are congruent. She used to say that, congruent triangles. That doesn't mean the left triangle knows what the right triangle is doing.
Yeah, but that means what congruency मैं तेको समझाने की कोशिश कर रही थी तेरे level पे. Congruency simply means, I'll give you the definition for it, that there is
Congruency. How many G's are there in congruency?
an agreement, the quality of agreeing, being suitable and appropriate. So congruent.
Wow,
basically-
even you did not know the meaning, huh?
I just told you your left hand knows what your right hand is doing. So there is, it's syncretic.
Syncretic is a different word.
I know, but it's in the same family.
Come baby, come.
Corresponding in character is what congruent means.
Ah, you
That's your
just jumped
child.
next to the mic. Such a beautiful baby. Such a good baby. Come, sit. So I think, yeah, because the two parts are not really congruent right now, they're not really matching. The energy of the first part isn't necessarily matching the energy of the second part. So this podcast can come to an end for now. Maybe next time when I'll come.
Why did we even record this bit then?
Maybe you can just kind of like drop it when I say, oh, the Mintra guy has come. That's a good cut point. Maybe.
I have marked it actually. Are you sure you're done?
I think never comes a day in my life when I have to say yes to that question.
You know, there are two things that happens when something like
It really
this
hurts when
happens.
somebody hears that in the bedroom. Are you done?
When someone is saying, when I'm talking now, don't talk over me. Wait for me to complete my sentence because mic mein na, there's an overlap. It's very it's obnoxious to listen to. Pay attention to stuff when I'm talking to you. Focus.
I think I should go now and take a dump because I just had resource protein powder over the poha I had with the dorje tea, and everything together is now willing to come out. But I don't want to take another break. Or if we take another break, can we come back and do the next podcast right now? Will you be up for it? And we'll talk about something very important in that podcast.